Texas Democrats are outside Chicago right now taking a stand against the GOP, specifically an effort to give Republican candidates an edge in the midterm election.
Yeah, it's one of the few tools Democrats have, given the fact Republicans control the state House, Senate, and governor's office. Warrenville is about an hour west of Chicago, and here's a live look at what's happening now as Democratic legislators are planning to give us an update any moment now.
Not a whole lot happening right now. Meantime, in Austin, Republicans issued civil arrest warrants for absent members. Regardless, Democrats have been appearing on national media, trying to draw attention to their fight. But we will definitely have to see how all of this plays out. We have team coverage starting with senior political reporter Jason Whiteley. He's also in Warrenville tonight. Jason, what's the latest?
Well, Cynthia, right now we are waiting to hear for the first time today from Democratic leaders from Texas. They're going to address the media here at this Union Hall outside Chicago. They'll be joined by members of Congress also, Democratic members of Congress from here in Illinois and from Texas. Members like Julie Johnson, Mark Vesey, and a number of others expected to be here. We've also learned that the Texas Democrats who went to Albany, New York, and to Boston, Massachusetts, State Rep Michaela Placer from Plano, for example, they will be making their way here to Illinois, where Democrats plan to be here for the next 16 days until the special session ends. Sustaining 16 days, though, is going to be a challenge, as Democrats have to keep attention on this if they want to try and sway the public opinion. For example, one of the things they plan to do tomorrow is to have the chairman of the Democratic National Committee here. It's really a sign that Texas Democrats are starting to dig in. The Texas legislature is out of business, for now at least. Democrats, making up a third of the House of Representatives, flew to Chicago, a move that will temporarily delay a Republican bill to redraw congressional lines and make it easier for Republicans to win in next year's midterm elections.
This is politicians choosing their constituents rather than voters choosing their elected officials. And when you put it in those terms, that makes people really, really mad. Voters want to be able to choose their elected officials, not the other way around.
State Rep Michaela Placer from Plano, among a handful of Democrats in New York State, getting support from Governor Kathy Hochul there. Dozens more outside Chicago, where Illinois Democratic Governor J.B. Pritzker is lending support. Leaving the state, stalling the legislature, is really the only move Texas Democrats had. And they are criticizing Governor Abbott for making redistricting a priority over flood relief.
Just because one item, redistricting, was first on the list doesn't mean any of the other items are any less important. So at the end of the day, Democrats, I think, are betting their entire political future now on this political gambit.
But Jean Wu is refusing to show up for work.
Governor Abbott already on the offense, spending $750,000 for online ads that started today, urging Democrats to go back to work. Republican House Speaker Dustin Burrows issued civil arrest warrants for Democrats this afternoon. It's a symbolic move, meaning if the Democrats are seen in Texas, they can be detained and returned to the Capitol. But Democrats insist the 30-day special session is over, and that would require them to remain out of state for at least the next 16 days until it officially ends. In Chicago, I'm Jason Whiteley.
You know, Nate Crane kind of alluded to this. Redistricting isn't the only issue lawmakers need to address. Today marks 1 month since the deadly floods in the Hill Country. And as Kevin Reese explains, some of the bills meant to help Central Texas are in limbo.
The river that we've loved so much killed them. I'm sorry.
In emotional testimony in Kerrville, Alicia Baker told lawmakers how the Guadalupe River swept away her parents and her 11-year-old daughter, Madeline. She also asked for warning sirens to keep that nightmare from happening again.
If it gets to a certain point, that's when the siren goes off.
But from New York Monday morning.
Today marks the 1-month anniversary.
Texas state representatives complained only 2 hearings have been held on the Central Texas flooding, while 9 have been held for redistricting.
That shows you what our governor is focused on, what House Republicans are focused on. It's not the people of Texas.
Governor Abbott has said that flood preparation and recovery legislation is a priority. However, on Monday, the redistricting vote is the only item on the Texas House calendar. Several flood bills have been proposed, including one that would require outdoor warning sirens in flood risk zones, but none have advanced for a vote.
I think if there's a deal, if there's a product, a legislative product that's ready to go, I think it would be moving. But again, the flood relief thing is complicated, and they're not quite ready to do that.
So from Democratic strongholds of New York and Chicago and Boston, Texas Democrats are ready to blame Abbott.
Taking these communities who are struggling to recover and use them as hostages in a political game.
A high-stakes game now being watched nationwide. In Dallas, I'm Kevin Reese.
I want to give you another live look at that news conference. You'll want to keep watching WFAA Plus for every twist and turn in this redistricting fight and how it impacts those other bills. We'll update you on what legislators are doing in Texas and other parts of the country. Our streaming app, free to download to your TV.